I don't even see. Tis a lovely December day here in Green Bay, Wisconsin, live from the studio of the Dispensary Live. Thank you so much for being here on your phone screen, TV, tablet, wherever you're watching from right now. A lot of things to talk about, but first, before I get into all that jazz, just want to say, let's all decompress and let's meet the people that are across from me that you haven't seen yet. Coming onto your screen now, I have two handsome gentlemen, as a matter of fact. One of them, Stephen Lipinski, one of the operators of Hemp for Heroes, as a matter of fact. Am I wrong?
Sir. Yes, sir.
How long you been doing that, Stephen?
It's been almost 3 years.
Well done.
Thank you, sir.
Well done. Thank you for your service to one of the greatest industries we have.
Yes, sir. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else, honestly.
Alternative medicine is kind of your shtick there, eh?
Yeah, I wouldn't call it alternative.
Oh,
but, medicine indeed. Medicine indeed.
Yeah, and you're not only at Hemp for Heroes are you growing what you need to for the medicine, so we just disclosed, but you're also doing some vegetables, eh?
Yes, sir. We are breaking off into a little separate section, if you will. We generated Bouge Farms. So we are all organic certified through MOSA, certified through USDA. Everything that we provide is 100% organic. Everything that goes into it is organic. No pesticide sprays, nothing like that.
Wow.
What are some examples of what you guys are producing out there?
I've got eggplant, tomatoes, 4 or 5 different types of peppers.
What?
Radishes,
What?
cucumbers.
What?
Yeah, you name it. We got the veggies. That's
where it's at nowadays.
Yes,
if you want to
sir.
change your diet and you happen to be in the Wisconsin AO, do you guys ship out of state by chance?
We do not at the moment. Right now, we're just kind of hanging in the Green Bay Fox Valley area as we offer, pickup or delivery. So, be honest, I'm not trying to spend my whole day on the road every day, but we're available for delivery if you guys are looking.
Man, thank you for your work, man. And thank you for being here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Lipinski. And then, as always, who's been here all year long, Trevor Morrissey, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up at home. Thank you so much for joining us again, Trevor.
Already know it's always a pleasure to be here. One of my favorite times, bi-weekly. Get together with you guys, get to shoot. I want to say get a little risky on that one, but okay, shoot the shit a little bit on this band, and also try to keep it appropriate, But no, always happy to be back and ready to chat a bit.
This is an age-appropriate industry. However, there are big stories out there with what CBD can do for those that
100%.
have like seizures and whatnot, especially in the childhood realm. But that is to be delved into a little bit later. Ladies and gentlemen, at home, before we get to our first queued up guest, and if you want to be a queued up guest, all you got to do is hit that link that's going to be dropping right now in the comment section of whatever platform you're watching on: YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, should be Instagram and TikTok too. But if not, you're here and you're with us now, however you are. And even if you're watching in the, I guess you'd say in the future, you still get in on the next following Thursday. It's every other Thursday until this hemp ban is figured out.
Yes,
We have Brother Bear right there operating the camera, the maestro, the production of this whole thing. Thank you so much for being here, Brandon.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well
we
done.
We do have Philip already.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, thank you for having that window ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. So without further ado, you got my screen rolled up?
Yeah.
Here we go. From Wisconsin Hemp Farmers and Manufacturing Association, some would call it WIFMA, we have Philip Scott joining us live, just as you at home could join us live. Philip, thank you for being here, handsome. How you doing?
I'm doing good, guys. Loving the style you guys rock with. So I had to get on here and help you, hopefully.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Man, you look like you have such cool zen, like really chill vibes, even though we got a lot of chaos going on with this hemp ban looming next November. So how are you managing to stay so poised and so cool right now?
Well, in our status with the federal ban coming, at least in Wisconsin, we were working on local legislation to try to give us a wall and a barrier to protect us from the feds. So it's going to be an interesting fight because no matter which way we go, if we get something put in the state, it'll come down to the next governor and attorney general to stand that ground for the feds to go see itself later.
Very well said there. And when it comes to that Fed versus state dispute, sort of gray area, if you will, can you still hear me by chance? I think I got a little bit of an echo going on. How's the audio?
You're good.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. You in the comment section, thank you for hanging out and making sure that the audio is there too. But the difference between the state and the federal. I'm sorry, I saw a YouTube comment right there. The state and the federal. Which are you more looking forward to from the news outlets about the reform or possible change for the hemp industry?
Well, to be honest with you, a little bit of both. I mean, at the federal level, we have obviously what they've done to us now, and we have a timetable we're looking at. We know every 90 days an HCR and budget is typed up and that type of thing at the federal level. They got to go back and revote. So there's going to be plenty of opportunity to hopefully adjust that federal stuff. You know, there is groups out there pushing for an 18-month extension on that ban right now, and they're getting some major support across the country behind them, via Congress and the U.S. Senate. And then from there, you know, at the same time, at the state level, we need to keep pushing hard. And the great thing about Wisconsin is most people don't know when it comes to the politics is like we're a purple state. So every 2 years to 4 years, there's election cycles that happen. And if you do something we don't like as a purple state, you might swing those 600,000 votes to the other side of the aisle and, you know, swing things in the favor of our industry potentially, because we've collected that data around Wisconsin from individuals in our community, and we estimate our community and consumers, we control about 637,000 votes this next election cycle when you really break it down.
That's a wild statistic you just dropped on us, Philip. Just a quick question from somebody outside of your organization. What are you guys, we're leading into the new year 2026, we're on a ticking time clock. What are you guys as an organization looking to do as your first steps to try to get it all stabilized?
Well, right now, we do know that the federal ban has November, so we have opportunities to get us to where we want to go, like I talked about. At the state level, we have until realistically March 1st, because most people don't know at the state level, at least, to try to give us a ground to feel more secure, get our insurance premiums lowered, and keep the community reinvested cannabis right now like they are. We have till March 1st because our local legislators, they get paid for a 2-year session, but realistically they close usually about month 15 to month 17 and don't come back to session until the following year. So under that timetable where we look, and as us as hemp farmers also in the community, I have to start planting by April 15th. If I'm going to plant outdoors. So I don't have till next November to figure this out.
No, that's a really good fact that I don't think a lot of people do think about in the grand scheme. So yeah, March 1st, it will come quick on that side.
Well, April 15th is when seeds have to be in ground, no later than, correct?
Yep. You can go a little bit later, but realistically, that's the timetable most of our farmers try to follow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's kind of exclusive here to the state of Wisconsin. Shout out to the viewer, wherever you may be watching this from. You know, we got people that commented a couple of weeks ago all the way from Mississippi, where, I mean, their climate would be a little bit more habitable later on in the season, but I'm not sure about how intense that heat is down here in the South. Shout out to the production manager, one of the production managers back here. He's from Pittsburgh. He's okay. He's all right. But where I'm from in North Carolina, from what I hear about the gospel of cannabis, is that the Appalachian Mountains are some of the most prime AO to grow, not just cannabis, but a lot of good stuff in general. I mean, Stephen, our expert here on the panel today of vegetables, he was shaking his head as I was saying at the Appalachian Mountains, and I'm just for Wisconsin exclusively, that is a big turnaround in my opinion. You're talking about just over 120 days from, you know, the new year, which is literally upon us. Everybody's doing the Christmas shopping. I hope you got your stuff going on as well. Hope everything's good with you, the holiday season and all that. But with this hemp ban looming, it's a bit of a bittersweet thing. But nothing is absolutely final until all the resources have been exhausted, like it sounds like that you are doing with the WIFMA, if you don't mind me calling you guys. Just that's a mouthful for you guys, man.
Oh yeah, no, the acronym is way better. We had to do the mouthful so we got everybody feel included.
Hey, so Philip, quick question for you. How long have you been involved with the organization?
I started WIFMA the December of 2017. I was one of the original founders. I'm still the original founder that left. The other two founders have kind of found different paths in life, but I started this in about December of 2017 to the beginning of 2018. And what we did is we just went out and helped the local legislature understand what was available, and the research pilot program that had been lightened up in 2014 brought all that knowledge and stuff back to Wisconsin and said, you know, we got to move forward with some kind of research program. And we worked with the local legislatures and the ledge councils and stuff like that in 2018 to get hemp legal in the state of Wisconsin with the farm bureaus and the stuff like that. And our job at the table was to make sure everybody had a seat at the table, and it didn't just get turned over to big corporation at that time, because that was our focus. We felt like if we didn't get a seat at the table when they talked about it in 2018, the average person that wanted to get in this industry would have been left behind. So what we did at that time is we formed WIFMA, and we've been here operating ever since, guiding laws to change like in 2020. And now today, making sure we protect the integrity of the and anybody opportunity to get into this industry and doesn't get left behind. So we've been here for about 8 years, kind of behind the scenes, kind of public, but just doing what we got to do to secure this industry in our state and hopefully protect the farmers, the manufacturers, and then obviously the retailers, and build a solid foundation in Wisconsin so the consumers that ultimately support our industry know they're getting a good quality product. They won't get sick from it. We've been here a while.
Is that is that one of your main priorities? Is a product that won't get people sick, that they don't have to feel like they can't trust, in your heart of hearts? If you don't mind me exploring that.
Yes. It's the big pinpoint that I've always driven on. Like, I didn't get in this industry to get rich. I got in this industry to provide people with plant medicine that's available. Not making any that way the FDA can't come after me.
Do you have any personal stories that you might be able to share of that might be a bit vulnerable, even as to maybe even something that lit a fire under your ass to keep on pursuing? Because I assume that you were met with great resistance when you first started, and you're one of the original founders, like you said, back in 2018 with the pilot program.
Yeah, it's been tough. It's been an up and down roller coaster in Wisconsin, and also obviously trying to adjust us to the federal level. And in our industry, I swear 3 months, I mean, it could be almost every day you have a new legislation or a new rule or regulation to follow. But what really got me into this space was, I don't like to admit it, but I've said it publicly before, so I'll share it here again. I've smoked cannabis in some form or fashion since I was 12 years old. When I was in my youth sports, being Native American myself, I got injured in my sport, and my herbal medicine and things like that were brought into my life. And I've kind of just been a cannabis user since I was at a young age, to help with the nerve pain and the things I have in my body. We worked at UPS in 2008 to 2016, and got injured on the job as well. And I actually got a left side disability, about 26%. So I kind of go numb sometimes. So I've had to use cannabis, throughout my life to be able just to live on a daily basis. So, yeah.
What a story right there. And something you had mentioned before that just kind of caught my attention was you were talking about how you guys have been more behind the scenes and now more in front of the scenes of how you guys are trying to maneuver. Were you already in the process of moving to more mainstream in what you were doing, or was the bill and the ban a big pusher of it for you guys?
Well, to be honest with you, so 2018 to 2021, right before COVID, we were very open, public, heavily involved in guiding the discussions and things like that. And then COVID happened, obviously. We had to reduce our interns and some of our staff in the organization and how we operated. And ultimately, we almost shut down for almost a full year and a half. I mean, we still limped along and we're watching and doing the things because we didn't even know if we'd still have a world to come back to. So we didn't know how to really adjust to that. But once the world decided to open itself back up, we got a little more active and got more involved in the communities. We've tried working with different organizations in the state of Wisconsin, some of them great relationships, some of them, so-so, because everybody's entitled to their own opinion in this country, especially. So we were close to potentially launching and getting more back into the community heavily, and then these bills happen, and we just said it's time. Somebody has to become the face of this again and start leading that charge, so the public and everybody involved in the industry has a home to come to and hopefully feel safe to communicate with us and trust us to take that message to the individuals that we actually have to lean on and educate so we can move forward as an industry. If that answers your question.
No, it does. It does.
It did, and then some. As a matter of fact, in basketball, whenever you go at the bucket and then you get hit and you still proceed to shoot the ball, they call that and one. You just gave us and some. Thank you very much for that very powerful origin story, brother. Because I tell you what, I didn't consider it medicinal use for myself at the age of 17, basically 18 when I first started. But the fact that you have genuine physical ailments on top of whatever spiritual and mental battles that you were fighting at that time growing up, because I think most of us here know what it's like to grow up as a young lad, you know what I mean? And the trials that come with all that. And the fact that you were able to use this and then be one of the most credible sources in your local communities. And then to the point to where you're at today, leading one of the state of Wisconsin. Well, if you are the state of Wisconsin's largest active, what's the name? What's the word I'm looking for? Active, when you're pro something, advocates.
Okay.
Thank you for not blanking with me.
You got there.
No, you blanked absolutely with me like a deer in headlights. But no, this is an amazing, powerful story that you have, Philip, and I can't thank you enough. Is there anything that you would want to touch on that you don't think the lawmakers hear from the lobbyists that essentially are paid to tell them what they need to hear to make decisions?
I would say this, the stories of we're the Wild West, we're not taking care of ourselves, we're not doing the right thing, we're causing harms to the community, we're opening this up for children to have easy access. All of those things that are out there in the media, scrometing, all of that stuff is a lie. And at the end of the day, they have been told by these paid lobbyists for 8 years, this industry isn't organized. These farmers can't talk to manufacturers and processors and retailers and consumers. And it took, unfortunately, until this ban was announced for the whole industry to finally say, fuck, we have to do something. Excuse my language. But we got to figure this out. We got to come together. We got to be able to show that we're unified. And we were actually able to do that about a month ago up at the state capitol, because we had farmers, retailers, processors, manufacturers, consumers actually all attend one hearing together, and as well as leave that hearing and meet with other politicians in the capitol to move forward. And that one picture we took at the end of it is a very powerful picture, because now if the state moves forward and messes with us as an industry, we can show you now publicly that we are unified. And if you mess with us too hard, us unified is a strong message, because we will sue you, period. So that's the message that we've been trying to portray and let them know that the unification is here, and the big lobby that's spending lots of money to try and tell you otherwise is wrong. And we've been very successful in the last month and a half here to get that message across to the legislature, and they're finally taking us serious.
Any conversations behind closed doors you want to say that were very fruitful on camera?
There's lots of conversations that obviously happen every day behind closed doors, but I do my best to make sure we protect their integrity, because at the end of the day, until we get that vote, I have to put the safeguards in place. But as soon as they don't vote in our favor, you better believe we could have another conversation publicly about all that.
That's right. And speaking of another conversation, just real quick before we let you go and get to our other testimonials that we got, and thank you for your time so much. With the news today, how does that affect you in the state?
It makes it tricky. Schedule 1 to Schedule 3 opens up the door, obviously, for universities to do research. Hopefully people will be able to have conversations with their doctors about potentially using medical cannabis and that type of thing that they're talking about. Realistically, it's a 50-50 right now until we have a few days to digest and understand exactly what they're up to. But realistically, it should have skipped Schedule 3 and went to Schedule 5 and been done with it. And realistically, the extra layer of bureaucracy to get there it is a concern to us that what happened today at the federal level could open up the door for big pharmacy and big tobacco to realistically control how us individuals will get our medicine. And I know today's world, it's a tricky subject when it comes to firearms, but Wisconsin having the largest hunting force out there, they're basically going to force us to choose at some point. Either you get your medicine or you can't use your ag tags and go hunting and protect your crops. And it's going to be that balance of, if we don't figure out that solution, I don't know if the farmers in our community will really support medical cannabis. And if that doesn't happen, we're going to need to go from a hemp program, honestly, to a full recreational program so people don't lose that right to go hunt and feed their families.
Or protect themselves. Yep.
The Big Orange is what that army is called on opening hunting day here in Wisconsin. So I've learned since moving here, and I don't know if you'd agree with this, but what do you think about this, man? And would you say that's pretty much a microphone drop right there?
That is a microphone drop all day. Turtle Man, I call him.
Arthur. Yeah.
You know, he did it to himself when he openly took $1 million check from the bourbon industry before he launched this whole thing to the feds. Like, he did it all to himself. And it's funny how hemp money in Kentucky is fighting bourbon money in Kentucky right now. It's going to be great to watch this battle.
Very well said. And for those at home that didn't know, that's exactly what's going on in your state. If you're watching this from Kentucky, as a matter of fact, or somewhere along the lines of wherever they make good bourbon. I know there's some moonshine back home in the Appalachian Mountains out there in Boone, North Carolina. Got some real good moonshine, but it's crazy to hear that. Big alcohol, big pharma, if you're from Boston. I'm sure that's how you say pharma. Or even, so we got booze, big pharma, and then tobacco, as even previously mentioned. I didn't think that tobacco would be because everybody smokes spliffs in the UK. Like, you would think that tobacco would be all for some hemp cannabis.
So,
well,
thank you guys for your time tonight. Unless you have any other questions for me.
No, honestly, thank you for your time and calling in and just fighting the good fight.
amen. Thank you for being who you are and still being here, brother. I'm sure there's a lot of times where you could have thrown the towel in. You actually matter, genuinely. Thank you so much, Philip Scott of the WIFMA organization. Break down that organizational name for me one more again.
It's the Wisconsin Hemp Farmers and Manufacturers Association, and we're a 501c3 in the country. So
let's go. There's the information on our screen. I wanted you to say it as it was being displayed, but it was a little lagatha right there. But anyways, we got your platform up there on our screen right now for the viewers, and we thank you and we love you. Keep fighting a good fight, brother. Have a wonderful evening, Philip.
thank you, guys.
Peace.
Peace.
Oh, are we good? We clear?
Yeah, you want him?
Perfect.
Yeah. Check it out.
Very interesting.
Dear Santa, all I want for Christmas this year is a bunch of edibles. Gummies and syrups would be nice. Perhaps some cookies too. But mostly, I really want a big bag of Flora. A pound if you are feeling generous. Oh, Santa, won't you please bring me a brand new piece this year? I have been good all year long.
We are all the way back.
Yes,
Just
sir.
like the Packers are, ladies and gentlemen. Who needs Micah Parsons' knee? We're going to get it done regardless. Or if you're a Cowboys fan, God bless you. Just because Dak Prescott's leading the league in passing yards doesn't mean shit.
It doesn't.
Guarantee the
it really
Cowboys
doesn't.
fold like always. And to our lone Pittsburgh Steeler in audience tonight, in studio, Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron
man, I tell you
Rodgers.
what, without Green Bay, you don't get him. You don't get him.
You can have him, you know. He's working overtime for you guys right now.
That's right. That's right. He's an old man, just like some of the people are that. Well, just like we're going to be old men one day, gents. You know,
That's the plan.
and we're not going to want to rely on big pharma and all their pills, just
Definitely not.
destroying our kidneys and stuff like that.
True statement.
Not for it. I want to use alternative medicine. I want to eat the good vegetables that are grown by the Bouge Farms. Shout out the camera change on him right now. The Bouge Farms, right here. Operator,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Lipinski.
Yes, sir.
good cannabis, good veggies, and what else would make a good whatever for the perfect recipe for life?
Good clean water.
Good clean water. You heard it here first. pH balanced or no?
Depends.
What's a good pH for human?
I'm not a doctor. I got
Full
no.
disclosure, not a doctor. A little bit of sidebar there to loosen up as we wait for you in the comment section. I was told by our production crew that we do have a bit of a split stream going on right now. So if you find your way to this stream where it doesn't look like weird on camera, feel free to hit the comments and you will see a link appear where you can join the program, as a matter of fact. And you don't have to have your camera on. It's just fine. But we'd love to hear your gripe with the hemp ban, as well as possibly just how your life would be different without the access to the hemp cannabis that you currently do. Or if you're in a state like Alabama where it's a felony, Class C, if you have possession of it. Absolutely ridiculous. Need to hear your story as well. But thank you so much for that Santa Claus appearance today, whoever that was. That was an amazing little bit. Hope you enjoyed that at home.
We got a good comment.
We got a lot of comments to get back through. We had Philip Scott on, and we had a lot of comments way before these comments. Let's do some backtracking. Let's give some justice to where it's due. And thank you so much for sticking with this stream as opposed to the split stream situation we've got going on. So a lot of hellos in the crowd. We got Kelly Matthews. All these people just saying all this love right here. We got Kelly Hoffman, a bunch of people saying hi, checking up on the stream. Thank
Appreciate all the activity.
Yeah, a lot of activity to start. Jason in there. Thank you very much, brother. We got Julia, no shame in medicine at all. I tell you that right now. All right. Voluntary exchanges in the comments right there. Let's address some of these comments that might have a question and or a statement.
Here you
And
go.
let's give a reaction to some of ours. Here we go. From Kenneth Authentic Miller. I love that. My biggest thing is safety and not getting arrested due to the lack of knowledge from law enforcement. Thank you for the production help there, brother. I read literally.
It's a conversation point daily.
Very much a conversation point daily. Something that I worry about oftentimes whenever I leave to go home from work is because there's a whole production crew that I work around that are handling raw cannabis all day. Your boy smells like it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go home, on my way home, possibly get stopped. Cop having a bad day could genuinely fuck with me in a way I don't want to get fucked with. And I'm looking forward to the changing of that stigma. And that's big time.
That would be nice.
One quick tip is keep your things in locked storage. It has to be cleared for them to open a locked bag. Therefore, I mean, Jay-Z taught us one thing. It's glove compartment's locked, so is the trunk in the back. Gonna need a warrant.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
That's on point.
That is
And just be
brilliant.
responsible. Like just be
Yes,
smart about it.
Naturally.
Like-
Naturally.
I always tell people treat it like an open intoxicant.
Yeah. Here we go. Wisconsin Hemp Farmers and Manufacturers Association said, thank you again for having us tonight. Let us know if you ever need some more chatting in the future. Absolutely. Every other Thursday, we're going to need you, as a matter of
anytime.
fact. Just your updates as well as testimonials from the people that work around and with and in the communities that benefit from the work that you do here in the state of Wisconsin. We can't thank you enough for joining the program earlier. All right, here we go. This is a big one right here. Miss Julia Hampson from Facebook. Thank you for joining us. There's a lot of acknowledgement in this live. So far, this is worth my time, and what triggers that statement is the accountability held towards all ways cannabis does impact a positive change in self when you use intentionally or unintentionally, as in a serendipitous moment that led you to what is for you. Moments of trying things for you can show you places you receive medicine in ways that you didn't even know you need. Or, yeah, you need it. They say laughter is the best medicine, but how would you receive that?
Giggle bush.
Man.
Giggle bush.
So not knowing the blessings that are waiting for you through the relationships, through the products.
Yeah.
Essentially, you can't get to where you're going. And you don't even know where you're going. As we talked about pre-show, I forget, I think I was talking to JB Ice in the comments. You're talking, I mentioned to him, we know not what we're doing here. It's our first time.
We may also not even know what we're looking for to help with. And we've talked about this on plenty of the podcasts in the past, the many different ways that you can use cannabis, whether it's for anxiety, PTSD, pain management, all that. Just more and more options that can target back in on the cannabis side of things. And in that sense,
Throw that comment back up real quick.
Yeah.
Brandismo. There's a lot of acknowledgement. It's like,
And
look,
even the unintentionally, like I know plenty of people who aren't day-to-day users, but might splurge or indulge from time to time. Do they want to now find themselves in some weird, sticky legal situation? No, for, again, a plant that grows naturally on Earth. That's just me. That's just my side of it. But
there was a testimonial that came on this program 4 weeks ago now. There was not came
We
on. Excuse me,
definitely
it was in
had
the
some,
comment.
yeah.
It was in the comment, and it said, "Dad died of a morphine patch.
Yes.
9 hours
Yep,
at the
yep.
hospital."
I recall.
And it's like, whoa, even off, like we couldn't digress enough from that off camera and be like, what would a 100 milligram gummy have done for that dad? You know what I mean? Like, hearts go out to you. Hearts still go out to you in the comment section there. But thank you, Julia, for the comment. That was big time right there and helping open the eyes to those that wouldn't even consider that through the experiences you could have through the community of hemp cannabis, that you could be waiting for your blessings nonetheless.
And for anybody out there that is watching still, feel free to jump in, shoot us a call. Like Jacob said plenty of times, you do not have to be on camera. You can just come in, give us your story, give us your testimony.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, it's only going to help us fight the good fight some more.
Well done. Well
Every
said.
word helps. Every word
Yes, it
helps.
does.
Yeah, lawmakers oftentimes only hear from lobbyists. We need real people. We're going to compile all of these stories together. We're going to get them to the people that make our decisions, and we're going to change the hemp industry ban for the better. It starts with your voice at home. It starts with these panel members. It starts with production in the back. It starts with every single one of us.
Well, that's why we have Steven here.
I was
So
gonna say.
maybe you want to hit on Steven's story.
Well, that's what I was getting ready to nod to Trevor and say, hey, you want to ask?
Well, I was literally going to bring back to what we were just saying, and many different stories out there, different effects towards people, different situations for everybody. And I know based off our conversations in the past, this hits home pretty close with you.
Yes, sir.
If you're willing to open up and just kind of give a little breakdown to the audience out there of how it's affected you in your personal life.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, it's affected me in a ton of ways. I am absolutely a user myself, if you will. But again, I don't look at it as alternative medicine. I just look at it as medicine. It's an herb. It's a plant. It's a dried biomass that we consume. It's no different than basil. It's no different than oregano. It's an herb that's dried and then used. Like, might as well sell it in McCormick bottles at the store. Like, come on. I've used it for many, many reasons and many, many years, whether it be insomnia, PTSD, stomach issues, depression. I mean, you name it, runs the gambit. And this plant has the ability to help, I believe, all of those things and many, 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 many more. In particular, what I've seen it do the most help is actually my fiance. She went about 7 years undiagnosed with Lyme's disease.
No way.
If you don't know, Lyme's disease, as it progresses, essentially becomes MS. So it breaks down your body, breaks down your immune system, and slowly kills you from the inside out, unless it's found and regulated and taken care of properly and quickly. Like I mentioned, it was 7 years undiagnosed. So it was getting to that point of near MS, possible paralyzation of from waist down, things like that. We got her to the emergency room. We got her on some meds. We're working, they were trying this and trying that and trying the other thing and everything else. And I mean, at this point, we've gone through probably 40, 50 different types of meds. As of a few months ago, she was still on like 20 to 24 pills. We've been able to cut that back, and the way that we've been able to do it is through hemp. We took some time to dial in and find out what terpenes actually work best for her and her ailments. We found, what those were, the 3 or 4 that we use, dialed into strains that we knew were very high in those terpenes, and we utilized those strains to make tinctures that she takes 3 to 4 times daily, anywhere between 5 to 10 milligrams per dose. Since then, her health has been almost 180. In the Lyme's realm, they call them flare-ups. What happens is you just get exhausted, brain fog. You literally shake because your body is just breaking down. So all you do is basically shake and shiver. We haven't had one of those instances in 8 months now, when it used to be about every other month to twice a month. So yeah, it's completely changed the game for us. It's been a lifesaver, a life changer.
You maybe said it and I missed it. How did you guys decide to jump on to the hemp side of things? Was it just like naturally occurring because of your passion already for it?
100%.
Okay.
I'd always been a large advocate. I did the same work to try and figure out what I needed when I was, dialing in on things.
Yeah.
And, one afternoon or one evening, I was just like, hey, let's just take a gummy, just see what happens. She took that gummy and she's like, oh, I feel great. I actually feel really well. So we kind of progressed from there, and we did microdosing, and we used a lot of products from the dispensary, of course, until we started to dial in on those terpenes to exactly what she needed. And then it was being a little bit more scientific about it and trying to dial in on those flowers.
When you said dialing in on the terpenes of the designated flora, that you would try to siphon through essentially strains, obviously not growing it yourself, but whatever measures you would go to for your fiance, identifying the exact terpenes. And for the folks at home that don't exactly know what the hell that even is, do you mind, like, not necessarily a scientific breakdown, but like what to be looking for as somebody that could be affected by Lyme's disease?
Yeah. So again, it comes down to the terpenes. Like we mentioned, terpenes are what provides the flavor profile as well as a lot of the healing properties of the plant. What we found was pinolin, lemon as well, were the two that primarily provide her with the most relief. That's very good for flare-ups, not flare-ups, but like inflammation of the body. It's also very good for relaxation and sleep. So that's what we primarily focused on for her. We found Northern Lights was a fantastic. Critical mass is also very high. Yeah.
So you had mentioned that she had taken a gummy, and then you guys now make tinctures, right?
Correct.
That's a huge fucking evolution right there, but go ahead.
Well, like I was just gonna lean into it and see, does she use other consumption methods, and is it that tinctures was just like the most effective across the board for you guys, or it just worked and that's what you stuck with?
Or what were some other ones that possibly worked but weren't as efficient for her? Because with cannabis, every body is different.
Yes.
So to plug the program,
Yeah. So yeah, we originally started with gummies. We still use gummies. We still love to consume the cannabis beverages that are out there. We're not pigeonholed into just tinctures or anything like that. We're all over the board on it. She doesn't smoke, but that's her own decision. That's perfectly fine with me. Consume how you want to consume. Just start slow, start low, go slow. And yeah, we moved into tinctures because it gave us the ability to dial into those terpenes and really decide as to what was going into the tincture, as opposed to not necessarily knowing what strain was in a gummy or what strain is in a drink.
It's typically extract, from my understanding, that goes into a gummy. Sure, and the extract could come from a numerous amount of plants. If you're growing it at home and you're making your own edibles or your own honey, you know what I mean? Like, that'd be really cool if the Bouge Farm ever did an infused honey, like a little dispensary, X-Sign, Bouge Farms.
Honey. Let's do it.
Honey.
Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
But as far as getting back to your fiance.
Yes, sir.
Gentlemen, I did want to let you know there's somebody in the waiting room as well.
Oh,
Let's do it.
Stephen, do you mind?
Not at all. Let's go.
Let's go. We're here for the
but
program. And if you have a Lyme's disease comment or a reflection moment or even a testimony yourself, and you're afflicted by this hemp ban, or even not affected, and you just want to help educate folks more on Lyme's disease, please join us in the queue and or submit your comment below. We will get to it very, very shortly. Coming in next to the queue, we have Mrs. Chief.
Hi guys. Oh, I don't know if you can hear me, but
Audio is good. Video is good as well. Thank you both, everybody, for joining us. This is a family program.
good as it should be. As I'm sure you can see, I am a canna mommy, and we are multitasking at this moment. But I'm incredibly intuitive and hyper aware, as I'm sure many people that also partake in cannabis or just vibrate around others that do partake in cannabis. And this entire live is essential. And when you guys were talking in the beginning, well, from what I caught in the beginning, because I did come in a little late, Um, Someone said something saying that this is new and we don't exactly like know what we're doing and know what we're looking for, but like essentially it triggers them both saying like, hey, we're gonna take this away from you, and also like anything that literally. So my partner is legally blind, and I just want everyone to know that it is perfectly legal for someone who is legally blind to own a gun. Whether they can see you or not, it's totally cool if they pull a trigger on you. But if you smoke weed, right, they're trying to like disband, hey, you can't do this anymore. Yeah, you can't have a concealed carry. And it's news to me. He said that you can't go hunting. That's insane. Oh boy. Hello. It's okay. All of this to say is that it feels like speaking about weed was something that like you would do with only people you knew that you could trust at your work, or only close friends, or like it was something so taboo. And then it was something that was like, well, you have to be like this luxurious person to get away with doing it. And then like when really, as everyone's speaking about it now, like here is from what I can see, is this is something that changed my life. This is a part of my normality. This is me taking my vitamins every day. I function like a normal person. Like I used to tell her, I operate at a very fast level, sober, so I actually sound slow. And what I mean by that is, what I like to say is, I'm so fast I look like light speed, but if you don't understand light speed, it looks like you're going backwards. So like say you're watching a car. Like when you're little, you watch the wheels on a car and you look at the rims and they're spinning backwards if the car's moving forwards. That's light speed. So to the right people, or maybe the wrong people, you look slow. But to other people who are willing to zoom out and see the full picture, they can see how fast you're actually operating. I just wanted to come on here to say that even though you may not know exactly what you're looking for when having this conversation, beyond just the testimonies of people, I think what's very important to consider is, why would cannabis be so threatening that you would have to take it away? So I feel like it was like slipped into this big beautiful bill to try and, which was like so quickly signed because like people needed food, right? And so it's like, you need food but no medicine for you, and I'm only going to put that on the back of the signature in super small ink, and we're going to let you find out, but like you'll know, because it's not like we didn't catch that, because we're all here now. And so why would you make that the thing? And for someone like me who is very high energy and says to people that I smoke weed to sound like a normal person, meaning like operate at a rate where people can understand me because I'm not perceiving everything in such a way that when I break it down to someone, they're looking at me like, what the fuck are you saying? That doesn't make sense, because like you're not speaking in a day-to-day normal tone of this should be easily receivable, of the sky is blue, and I'm like, no, it's actually aquamarine. I'm seeing a lot of oranges and yellows, and I think that's because the way things are positioned today, and that impacted me because of this, and it's a chain of events. Hi baby. I think I feel like I'm taking up a lot of space in here.
This is your
You're
platform
totally
to
good.
do it right now. This is an open forum for anybody that would be affected. Should alternative medicine in hemp cannabis be taken away from us next November? This is exactly what this forum is for.
No, absolutely not. I think it's bullshit that it has to be justified as medicine. And I don't think it should be a battle between alcohol and cannabis, or like, and this can be taken like so out of proportion, the statement, but anything can be used as medicine. Anything. Here's my thing about vices. They help you hold on. And you can think like, what the fuck is wrong with you? That person's doing heroin. Yeah, I know, but are they alive? But like, are you going to spend time judging them? Or are you going to like actually ask them what's up and have a conversation? And maybe like heroin's the only thing they know. Have they met cannabis? Like, why are they doing that? Because like I've met cannabis and I know what cannabis does for me. She holds a space within mine to hold me as big as I am and actually process what I walked through. And so I don't think everybody has that ability because, well, I actually do think everyone has that ability, but I just feel like they're withheld from themselves due to shame or judgment or so many other things. I don't think any of it is actually they can't do it. I think it's some format of conditioning or programming that's restricting them from actually meeting themselves. And I think there's just a lot of fear-based judgment around all of it. My name is Julia Hampson on my government ID card. That's me.
Gotcha.
But I don't identify as that. Just because someone else named me, just because someone tells you you're this, does not mean you are that. That's not my name. It's not my name. Facebook will not accept Chief as my name. And you know what? That's Facebook. Luckily, though, when I got to write my name in here, I was like, that's super cool. But that is not my name. I also started smoking really young. The first time I smoked weed was probably in a real sketchy environment, but like, I was fine. I was good. I was 14. I was at my best friend's house, and she wasn't there. Who was there was her stepbrother and his two friends that just so happened to be spending the night. And why I was there, I had a very, very controlling household, very, very not good household that I lived in. But it was trusted when I went over here. And why I was graced to go over there that night is because a tree fell down on my road because there was a horrible storm. And it was just trusted that I was there. And there was no question about it. And I've always been someone who, especially when I was younger, predominantly got along better with males because it was hard for me to get along with females. Not because I didn't like them, just because my honesty triggered a lot of them and they wanted to act in such a way I would follow copycat, and that just doesn't work for me.
Right.
Gentlemen, we do
Hey,
have
Chief,
another person
somebody
here.
actually joined the queue as you were speaking, giving us so much more of your gracious time there. I see that not only are you busy, but you're busy being an advocate for the industry that we all know and love. And thank you so much for reaching out to us today. And if you want to hang in the queue, we're going to get to our next guest, as a matter of fact, because you do have a lot to say. And it is powerful to what we're going to give to the lawmakers later on. And I appreciate your testimony nonetheless.
Thank you. So much easier when questions are asked me, because if not, I will fill the space. Don't give me
Understood. And hey, way to be self-aware there. It sounds like you're a very self-aware individual, as we hope that this next one is. Coming up right behind you, Chief, we have Miss Molly.
Miss Molly.
Hi. How's it going? Welcome to the program. Tonight is an open forum for you, if you're affected by this hemp ban that's looming over our heads till next November, to give your gripe and let your space, your words be heard.
Right on. Well, hi, I'm Molly, and I am a bud tender here at the dispensary. I love what I do, which is why I wanted to jump on and say hi and, kind of talk about how this ban impacts us. I work in the Fond du Lac store, so hello to any of my fondue friends watching. Shout out Fond du Lac. But we hear it all the time in store, how people have found such relief from our product. For me, especially, I'm a huge advocate for mental health, and I struggle with obsessive compulsive disorder as well as an eating disorder. And there were a lot of periods in my life where my OCD made it feel like I couldn't eat, I couldn't function, I couldn't do anything, I couldn't even take care of myself. And using our product, it kind of helped me get that appetite and put me in a place where I could sit down and practice skills that I learned throughout treatment that I've received in my life. I was able to sit down and really say, like, this is what I want. And this product really helped gave me clarity. And I feel great. I love hearing stories from our customers, and I love sharing my experiences with them too. Hemp has been very helpful in my life. It's very helpful in the lives of our customers. I hope that we're able to educate those who come in our doors and help them leave feeling a little bit more comfortable and share, share and promote our product through positive experiences that we've had.
Positive firsthand experiences, I would say, through the lens of you. Obsessive compulsive disorder, excuse my mispronunciation, as well as the eating disorder. So many millions of people are affected, both men and women, or whatever you identify as. So many people identify with you in these same struggles. And to possibly have this looming over your head next November, it's very frightening. And thank you for being very open with us.
Yeah, I think it's important to advocate for everything. Advocating for hemp, advocating for mental health, and just advocating for our future is huge. I love what I do. And even in my time throughout treatment facilities, hemp was we talked about it a lot. And it just, the smile that it put on the faces, even the healthcare workers, I'm not name dropping anybody, but our product helps a ton of people. And I'm just truly grateful for the opportunity to share something I'm passionate about and be here. Thank you so much, for coming on and doing this live so we can all get in and chat about it and share our information and knowledge with people.
Honestly, thank you, Molly, for calling in and just giving us your testimony, some of your background, and really just opening the door for others who might be dealing with similar stuff to kind of get your input on how it's affected you. Biggest thing on my side from me to you is, if that ban goes through, would you see it being, based off the progress you've made with what you've told us, how detrimental would that be to you individually?
Yeah, I think it would be very detrimental. This is a product that I use frequently, almost daily. Usually after work, I go home and I'm not going to say it makes me a better person, because I think I'm a pretty great person on my own, but it makes it so I'm able to function a little bit better, to feel like myself, my authentic version of myself. I want to engage with people. And when that mental health, it took me out of that. It took away the things that I love the most and the things that I value the most. I value, my friendships and curiosity. I value my family. And there was a point where I wasn't even comfortable leaving my house. And coming to work, it's huge. I love coming to work. I love sharing, sharing how hemp helped me, because it really has. If we did take it away, I do feel it would be a very difficult thing. It would just be kind of hard to navigate because of how much it has impacted me, how much my mood has improved, and how much of me has come out. Before I was so scared, so afraid to have people see me, and now this is a part of my life. It's been a part of my life for almost 15 years now. Yes. Hemp is huge. It makes me me. It really, without it, I don't know if I would feel as safe, as confident, and as open as I am. I would really like to see it stay.
I think we all would too. And, honestly, Molly, it's you calling in and giving this testimony that is helping to fight the fight. Making it known, like, it's not easy to call into this type of show and just kind of air yourself out to thousands of people out there.
Right.
And in the grand scheme, we need you all to be vocalizing your side of it. They need to see what you're going through. They need to see how it affects you and how it will affect you at the end of the day if they pull this out of your hands and give you no choice in the matter. So honestly, Molly, just very much appreciate you calling in and giving us your time and your story.
Of course, I think change is a really scary thing, and it can be really challenging too. But when we talk about it, we create a safe platform where everybody can feel confident to speak freely. That's huge.
100%.
Very well
Thank you
said.
guys
as
so
a matter of
much.
fact.
It's been wonderful.
Very articulate, very eloquent in the way you speak, and very vulnerable. Thank you so much for allowing the people that are watching this in the future to be able to say, "Oh, shit, I relate to Molly down
Heck
there
yeah.
in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin." That is so
Heck
cool.
yeah.
Thank
And
you so
anybody
much.
in the Fond du Lac store that's watching, come say hi. We love you. Come on in. We're waiting for you.
Shout out Fondler.
Heck yeah. All right. See you all soon.
See you, Molly. Thank you so much. We're going to run to a quick commercial break right here while I have a word with my production crew. You stay tight.
Man, every year my body hurts more and more. You're like 40. How are you not in pain?
You should check out the dispensary.
Shout out the plug the sponsor. There we go. We're getting to some comments here on the dispensary live from Green Bay, Wisconsin. We started streaming at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Then we started at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time simultaneously. And we'll be doing this again every other Thursday until the hemp ban is no longer a ban. Going to some of the comments on all platforms, YouTube, LinkedIn, and the good old YouTube, Facebook,
TikTok. No,
TikTok.
no,
Are we on TikTok?
No, not right now.
Not right now. Not on TikTok right now. So if
We have a TikTok.
we do have one, but here we go. Getting to this comment right here. As a lightweight, I was able to find exactly what I needed to help with sleep and back pain. Jacob helped me figure out what was a good fit, and I sleep so much better now. I don't know if Jacob is me, but oh, this is Sunny from Green Bay West.
Yeah.
Well done. Yes, Sunny. Love you, girl. That's the power of hemp. Glory to God. That's exactly what we're here for. Thank you so much for your verbiage this evening. JB Ice 33908. How we doing, gentlemen? It's a great day for cannabis. How we doing? Deanna DeRoshi. There's no drug interaction as there is with one drug to another. Also, no dietary caution concern with a prescription drug such as heart meds and grapefruit. Big no-no. Heart meds and cannabis probably refer to a doctor, but I will
I'm
say
not one, just for the record.
we are not doctors here. No, but that's a vital point though. Prescription meds, and you can't even eat a certain fruit or vegetable or whatever.
Obscene.
That's a bit obscene. But
Oh, Brandon, I was going to say you should, after that one, you should jump to that voluntary exchange, the first one, because I saw that when it first
There
came
you go.
up and it was crazy.
throw it up there, Trev.
Yeah, if the end of your research is more control for corporations and less freedom for locals, it isn't research. It's a business plan.
Mm.
And I just remember when it first popped up, I was like, that's a mic drop. That is it's
Oh,
very
yeah.
on point.
Voluntary exchange came in
Like,
here with
who's it helping at the end of the day?
right.
Business or people? And then we have the second they put opiates and cannabis in the same sentence, it's already a rigged narrative. Yeah. And he finished it off with, I've had a hemp license since 2018. I work 12-hour days, 365 days a year, and I'm raising 7 sons. These committee people don't live this. This is about funding and control.
Sir, camera on me real quick. You are the Phillip Rivers of hemp, and I fucking love you. Thank you so much for what you are doing. And pull his last comment for how many years? 2018, 12-hour shifts, 365. Sound familiar, Steven?
Very, very familiar.
7 sons. Oh my
I don't have
God.
Not 7 sons.
That I don't have.
Well, no, not the 7 sons part, but as many vegetables as you're accountable for.
Gentlemen,
consuming.
we have voluntary exchange in the queue.
That's about, we got to
Oh.
his comments. Yeah, and now we're
Let's go.
Let's bring them on.
Trapper, aka voluntary exchange here. Thank you so much for being here.
Hello.
How you doing, Hanson? I love the setup you got there.
Like
Love
the background,
flag.
all of it.
Audio's no good at the moment.
Hold on. I think he's working it out.
He is.
We got this.
There. Now can you hear me?
There we go.
There we go.
Okay. I could
Let's
hear
put
everybody
it up on
twice
my
as I was
end.
playing it
And-
over here.
Gotcha.
Well done. Thank you for joining the
This whole
dispensary.
thing is a shit show. We've been living this life for how long? Been able to make a living, and go figure the government wants to come in and crush it. You know, who would have thought?
Who'd have thunk, right?
Oh, gee. I'm at work right now, by the way. So if I walk away, it's because
Heard and understood.
that we're here every day.
Oh, well done. I remember tagging a comment underneath one of your guys' social media posts inviting you guys this evening.
Okay, nice. Yep.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
No,
So-
you know, and the rescheduling thing, like I said, it's just when they started talking about dangerous opiates dangerous drugs and prescription drugs and shit, and then you started talking about cannabis in the same sentence, like, you obviously don't get it. These people don't get it. It's not dangerous. I love talking to people here every day. I really enjoy it. Like, the community, they love us. But yeah, even the cops, like the chief of police said he'd much rather his kid smoke cannabis than drink alcohol. The other one said he'd rather have alcohol, or would rather see alcohol made illegal and cannabis made legal. And then the canine cop said that he pulls people over with, you know, whatever they got a small amount on him, he just destroys it and whatever. But I don't know that we're going in the right direction here. To them it is, but it's because they plan on consolidating everything, I think.
I believe so as well. I think they're heading for a state-run thing that has a lot of big tobacco and big alcohol influence, per my personal professional opinion.
Right. Well, and that's the thing too. So
Are you
the
here in
liquor stores
Wisconsin
in
by
town.
chance, brother?
What's that?
Are you in Wisconsin by chance?
Yeah, Boscobel down in Grant
Okay.
County.
Well done, brother. Well done. I'm a new Wisconsinite, so thank you for breaking that down for me.
Nice. Welcome. It sucks right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Tavern League thinks it sucks as well for hemp, but I don't think that's going to be the case for too long, to be honest with you. We got too much money, too many people that are affected by this potentially.
Right.
And then everything you're about to say next.
Yeah, no, the liquor stores in town, when I read that thing about grandfathering them in, I'm like, by all means, grandfather that in. I will make you look very silly, because they know nothing about it. None of them deal with it. None of them have lived this life. None of them know what a terp is, you know, let alone they don't understand it. And then you want to strip it out from the underneath the person that's not going to get grandfathered in, that's been growing it since 2018 and been living it a hell of a lot longer than that.
Come
Since
on.
I'm 41 now. I've been dealing with this since I was 13, 14 years old. And I'm by all means not complacent, and I'm not stupid. So, you know, I all I want is an apology. That's the only thing that we're owed is an apology. Leave it at that. If you want to tax it, the roads and the schools are already overfunded and they blow that money. How about you tax it and you give it back to the people whose lives you've ruined? You know, the children who you turned into second-class citizens because, you know, their parents got busted with just a little bit too much of a plant. That kind of shit. I forget my camera's over here. I'm sorry. I have a pretty nice little setup here too.
You got a hell of a side profile. I'll tell you that.
But yeah, we need to get out there and we need to tell them how it is. We can't beat around the bush and say, oh, we need to do it for medical. No, we need to do it because it's the right thing to do. It's gone on long enough. I don't know, what is it, 80 years? You've been propagandizing us, and now we're on to scromiting. I swear to God, guys, if I smoked a cigarette, I'd be way more messed up than if I smoked cannabis all day, which I've been doing. So, you know, it makes, luckily for me, I guess, cigarettes have always made me like, I'll turn pale as a ghost and get sick. I'll scrom it. Alcohol, I don't know anybody that's ever drank alcohol you know, everybody gets sick on alcohol. I'm not saying that drinking's not fun once in a while. It's just not my cup of tea. I kind of broke that wheel in my family. They even, you know, as a young age, it was much rather see you smoke cannabis than drink alcohol. It's destroyed plenty of things in my life, like in their lives. It's most of you guys probably have kind of the same story when it comes to that. I'm guessing most people do. There's not one family around that hasn't had alcohol destroy something. But by all means, they should be grandfathered in over us. Anyway,
Those are some of the most powerful points right there, though.
I do this all day, every day at the shop.
Oh, well done. Thank you for fighting the fight. And we look forward to seeing you back on with new points, with more data and old data, whatever you got to say, every other Thursday until this hemp ban is either reversed or corrected.
He's corrected. Well, thanks, guys.
Well, that in a public apology.
Yeah.
Public apology because there's millions of lives at stake right
It should
now.
be coming. Well, look in Congress. They're talking. There's more people onto the completely legalizing it, or what was it, decriminalizing it, and then expunging records. That is towards an apology. Not quite there yet, but I mean, there's more and more people onto that than they are to make it illegal again. Or it's just nuts, crazy times to be living in.
Very crazy.
Very crazy.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Shout out your
Appreciate you
channel real
calling.
quick, brother.
Yeah, voluntary exchange out of basketball. We also do Wolf Outreach, Wisconsin. Whole nother story. It's been a long year. But yeah, voluntary exchange. Check it out. We're open every day, 10 to 10.
You heard it here.
Right here. And it's about the industry coming together, man. Thank you so much
Oh,
for your time.
absolutely. Yep. Later.
Later. Powerful. Right there. Live action, too, as a matter of fact.
That's a warrior right there. He's doing the fight.
Yeah. And then as he was talking, back to Lipinski's point about Lyme's disease and everything your fiance's enduring on a daily, weekly, even though how long has it been again since her last?
It's been a good 8 months.
8 months.
Yeah.
The power of cannabis, right?
Yes, sir.
Or dialing in the power of cannabis, because you can't just come in as a new user and think that, oh, this is my good to go. No, there's
Please
a
don't.
lot of
Find your dosage, find your
find your
proper-
terpenes.
Yeah.
So
And
he
your
just
terps,
educated
exactly.
us. You know what I mean? While that was going on, though, I literally got a testimony sent to my phone from her name is Miss Tina, not the one from Mississippi. This Tina's from Virginia. I have been living with Lyme's disease for 14 years. I'm 55 years old now, and this illness has shaped nearly every part of my life. People often say, I look fine, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Inside, everything feels wrong. I sometimes describe myself as the walking dead, not because I've given up, but because surviving day to day takes more strength than most people will ever see. I live with chronic neurological Lyme's disease. It turned my world upside down. What started as an illness became a constant battle, one that never takes a day off. I deal with relentless fatigue that sleep does not fix. My muscles ache, my joints feel arthritic throughout my entire body, and the pain is constant, deep, exhausting, and unrelenting. Lyme's has even affected my bones, including bone loss that reaches as far as my teeth. My vision has been impacted, and my nervous system my nervous system is never truly at rest. But the hardest part is the pain. It's always there. It shapes how I move, how I think, how I plan my days. I wouldn't wish this disease on my worst enemy. Living with chronic Lyme's has taught me how invisible illness can be. It has taught me endurance, humility, and empathy. Even when my body is failing me, I continue to fight to show up, to survive, and to be heard. This is my reality, and my heart goes out to everyone dealing with it. You are not alone. Wow. Does it sound familiar, bro?
Extremely
Hit home?
Extremely hit. Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
Is that something that Liz, I mean,
Yeah. It hit the nail right on the head of what she deals with in and out constantly.
yeah, that's real life right there.
And so to go 7 years like that without doctors telling you what's wrong or saying you have the flu, go home. It's $12 for a Lyme's disease test. Had we spent $12 7 years ago, we could have had this nipped so much quicker. But instead, we spent thousands and thousands of dollars between ER visits, doctor visits, everything else, for them to finally run a $12 test to tell us what was wrong.
Where's the accountability on that?
Right. Where's my apology?
Exactly. Yeah. For real. Would you are like difference? I'm trying to think of the best way to word this because I don't deal overly like a whole lot with Lyme's. I know the repercussions of it and how it can affect a person. But now that Liz, your fiance, is on using cannabis or using hemp, would you say it is about as normal as she was before Lyme's, or is it just like a new normal across the board?
It's just a new normal. There will never be normality again
Gotcha.
after that amount of time with it being undiagnosed. Like was mentioned in the last, I mean, it becomes neurological. It's now affected your brain, your immune system,
now it's there.
and your body. And it's almost another form of cancer.
she described herself as feeling like the walking dead.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you, and like the amount of pain that she mentioned there at the end,
Right now, yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just
That's a big one.
I was going to say just another
That's a big one, dude.
reason for
Well,
why I'm
we
trying to
need
rip
to-
it out. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to put up a good fight. We need to. Everybody needs to put their goddamn dukes up and
Agreed.
get ready for this, because
Yeah.
and it's kind of disheartening, to be honest with you. The way I mean, go to a Packer game. Honestly, go to a Packer game. See how many people are there, and then just look around and see how many people are ripping their tab rigs before they go into the game, right? But if the
Shout out the
Packers,
famous meme.
you know, the
Shout out
Packers
Packers.
lose, no big deal. Everybody goes home. This goes through and we lose him. My friends lose their job. That's not a game. This isn't back and forth anymore. This is time to step up, put up or shut up. And it's got to go.
If it doesn't affect you, it almost certainly affects somebody you know in one way or another.
Yeah.
Yes. Alcohol is never the answer, in my opinion. I mean, to any sort of like credit the young lady earlier talking about vices. Yes. Alcohol destroys lives. And just like Mike said 2 weeks ago, Mike Natrium,
Oh, yeah.
alcohol is destroying lives. And then fast forward to what our previous, no, not Chief, what was the gentleman? Trapper.
Philip.
He-
Oh.
no, not Philip. Trapper.
Yeah.
He literally just said that we should be trying to prohibition alcohol. And I don't know, I think he was mentioning what somebody had said, that the sheriff said he'd rather them try to ban alcohol than ban cannabis. And it's like, yeah, that makes all the most fucking sense in the world. However, big alcohol has big money.
It's true.
Big alcohol has deep, big money.
Or catch him.
Philip is Trapper.
Philip is Trapper? Inception. Bam. No, that's powerful right there, man. The pain that she has to walk with, the pain that your fiance has to deal with, that's something that I can't even muster up the courage to talk about even more, because living with pain is the exact reason why I am on this camera right now. I live with pain via my PTSD from a combat deployment and the physical injuries that come with just a small 4-year career compared to those that have served 20 plus 15, 10 years, wherever you come from. Thank you for your service. But for a veteran to possibly have this taken from them, it's going to be a game changer, and trying to adapt without it is going to be completely different should it have to actually come into effect. But getting back to some comments here, there, Brandino.
Yeah.
What we got? Where you going to go first? Rainbow Gold, welcome back. It's been a couple Thursdays. What does it mean to the industry that President Trump makes it a Schedule 3? God bless the dispensary. And as a matter of fact, after this commercial break, I'm going to have somebody to come break that down for us.
Well, no, actually, I'm
we're not gonna-
I'm going to jump right in
Well,
on that right off the
don't
bat.
even need a commercial break there, bud.
Well, just with the reclassification of it, when you're looking at a Schedule 1 drug, you're going to be looking at no medical use, high abuse risk, and unsafe under medical supervision. But with the switch over to Schedule 3, you're going to start looking at it does have accepted medical use, lower abuse risk than Schedule 1 and 2 drugs, can be studied more easily, and doctors can get better guidance on it. And I think one of the big parts of that is the research side of it can really open up. And now you can really start testing it, seeing how it's going to react with like we say, everybody's body is different. You're going to be able to see how it interacts with different circumstances, different conditions, whether it's Lyme's or ADHD or anything like that. You're going to actually be able to
MS, cerebral
Exactly.
palsy.
You're going to get the testing behind that now to get some on paper results, which is huge in my opinion. So that would be a very basic general breakdown of the having to go from 1 to 3 in the schedule classification.
What does it mean to our industry directly? It means 280E. In my opinion, am I wrong? Panel in the back, it means 280E for us as well. When I say us, I mean the program sponsor. This is the Dispensary Live, sponsored by the dispensary. Plug the 19 locations nationwide. Just type in the account on Google, and you can even sign a petition in your local AO to get sent to your representation at the state and house levels to help fight this ban. More comments. As we wait for you to join us at home, hit the link in the description or in the comments of this video. Join us live. You'll get thrown into the queue, and then we'll introduce you.
Regulation, not prohibition. I'm going to call that one out real quick, just because it's very on point.
Yes. Definitely need regulation.
Shout out Kayla.
Another Fond du Lac?
Yep.
Another Fond du
Body
Lac.
active out there.
Let's go. Kayla quit smoking cigarettes because of cannabis, so she disclosed a couple Thursdays ago. Shout out that testimony. Jacob, where can I get that hat? Let me tell you something there, Curtis William 4311. This hat can be found in my heart and on the way to you. Should you choose to repost this video, like and subscribe, I will get you a hat like this, Buddy Rue. Don't even sweat it. And you at home, besides Curtis, if you want a hat like this, like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll get you a hat. How about it? We're trying to save the hemp industry here, and we're doing it on the largest hemp program on the intranet in the dispensary live from Green Bay, Wisconsin, where we got Stephen Lipinski from Hemp for Heroes and Trevor Morrissey from the dispensary live. It sounded like a transitionary segment, but we're just going to these written testimonials. We're going to these written testimonials that we got pulled from our media web, our media outreach, I should say, media web. So from Penny B, yes, leave us alone. Smoking a little never hurt no one. You can't OD. It's not man-made. My daughter has epilepsy very bad, and they had her on all kinds of meds that didn't even slow them down. They started giving her MJ, and it didn't stop them, but it keeps them controllable. As I said at the beginning of the program, seizures, cannabis, directly together. Absolutely directly together. There's that testimony right there. Thank you so much, Brother Bear. I know I got into it rather quickly, but your boy's just super excited because we have a couple more as well. And the fact that seizures for a child, one of God's children, could be aided, not cured, but can be aided by the help of some hemp cannabis tincture. Say less, in my opinion. As long as it's tested, proper COAs, and it's got the right paperwork and whatnot. It's made with quality ingredients is all we're looking for. Another one that we have queued up right here is
a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
From Scott M. All I know is that Mitch McConnell and that Andy SOB just fucked every combat veteran and anyone else that has PTSD. From Scott,
it was definitely a Mitch move.
From me to you, Scott. That's Mitch doing what he does. No, this hoodie is not for sale, but fuck, I want it to be for sale, man. That'd be really cool if we can get production to give the okay on that.
But not for sale currently.
Not for sale currently. But no, yeah, as a veteran myself, Scott, this is it fucking hurts at the thought of November, me being penalized, or they're not even just being accessed in general. I don't know what I'm gonna do, to be honest with you, brother. And I'd love a more in-depth analysis from you. I love your verbiage. I don't know what SOB stands for, but that's
son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, there we go.
Son of a bitch.
I've dropped enough cuss words today. I wanted somebody else to say.
I was worried about saying one earlier.
No, it's an adult program.
I know.
Real life people, and we speak
real life words.
Real life words.
Sentence enhancers. You know?
All right, here we go. From Auntie Ann Autry. She's not Auntie Ann. I just inserted that. It felt good. I know from experience that it helps with body aches and bone pain, and I got my appetite back.
Nice.
Very direct. I think that covers not every point that we hit, but those 3 points right there: body aches, bone pain, appetite, have been consistent across the board since we've been taking testimony. So to see even more far-reaching side of it, clean cut.
To the next one. Here we go. The last one, as a matter of fact, on my sheet. However, yours could be next. As a recovering alcoholic, this pisses me off so much. Alcohol can completely ruin your life. Anybody know anybody destroying themselves with weed?
Mic drop.
Can't say I do.
I don't. I do not.
And if you do know somebody that is destroying themselves with weed, whether it be financially or through their relationships at like work or whatever, then yeah, intermediate. Have a conversation. Extend an olive branch with love.
Moderation is key.
Moderation is key. Let me get that badge on the screen in 3, 2, 1. Weed responsibly, ladies and gentlemen, right there.
That was unplanned. I'm surprised I got that.
That was surprisingly on time, ladies and
It was
gentlemen.
very on point. Yeah.
All right, what else we got for comments here on this lovely December 18th? The third Thursday of the month. Christmas is upon us. The holidays are upon us, and the new year is upon us. And this fight is going to continue even through
Let's
the
take
new
like
year.
2 or 3 more comments.
I'll take a Mitch bitch sweater from
Boom.
Mossman 8113.
So people would order them. Word on the street.
Word on the street.
Word on the street is the feds are looking to adopt Minnesota laws on hemp nationwide.
Cool.
You're just showing the.
I mean, the camera's allowed to change for me. It's just such a cool hoodie. Yeah.
Any others? All right. Everyone is cheering 280E across the country. 280E equals the IRS wanted their money. Now we will have to answer to the FDA. Thumbs down on Schedule 3 status. It's a lot of points right there.
Valid.
I think we've already discussed 280E. The Class 3 side of things, yeah, I think it could have skipped even further down that list in general, but to me, at least, it's a start. Any other good comments on there? No, all right. I would take it as a.
Hoodie should be for sale. That's all.
Shout out Jamie Ray. The hoodie should be for sale. Whoever made it, I tell you what, sick son of a bitch. Hey, I said it.
Yep.
Hey,
Not for
I
sale
used
yet.
it.
getting it?
Not for sale yet.
Jimmy Ray.
That is
Jamie Ray. Is that how it's spelled? Jamie Ray. A Mitch bitch sweater is my favorite comment of the evening outside of the personal, vulnerable testimonials that came through. And we're looking forward to your next testimonial on the first Thursday of January, 2026, eh?
We have to see. That's January 1st.
Oh,
So we will see, folks.
might be adjustment. Yeah,
Have a
we'll
party.
make it known.
New Year's party. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay, I guess
Bring
we're
in the
gonna
new year.
we're gonna
have to
adjust
figure
and
that out.
adapt. Yeah.
We'll discuss.
Doesn't matter. Either way, we love you. Operate in love. Go with Christ. And by all means, go to thedispensary.com. Click the button that says save the industry right underneath that time clock that says we've only got like 300 some odd days left before this hemp ban starts. And take action. 19 locations nationwide that you can frequent throughout the state of Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Virginia, North Carolina. Get the questions asked. Come back to the Dispensary Live, and we'll see you in 2026. Until then, we love you.
And